Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Council. So, I have to restart this one, because when I did it last time, and I'm hoping restarting it will fix this problem, but when I tried it last time...
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of
Emily
our
and
sister
Emma are
Emma.
still alive?
Emily Hillsborough, the woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
Anyway, last time I literally could not enter a single door. And I have no idea why. So I'm hoping that by restarting this episode, it will allow me to actually enter doors. And as a brief recap, well, actually, this is exactly how the last episode ended.
Don't move.
Wait, I don't...
So you've come at last.
Easy.
There go
Let
the
me turn
negative
around.
reflections.
Oh my god, Mother, what has happened to you?
Who are you?
What? But, Mother,
Who are you?
it's me, Louis, your son.
No, you lie. You won't catch me out like that. Louis. Louis isn't here. He obeys his mother. He would never have come here.
Mother, I don't know what you've been through, but lower your arm, please.
You think I was born yesterday, do you? But it won't work.
I'm begging you.
One day you will fall.
Mother!
Why are you here?
Conviction.
I'm here to help you. You have nothing to fear.
If only it were so simple. You are evil incarnate. Every word that comes out of your mouth is sharper than a razor blade.
I don't wish you any harm. Really, Mother. It's me, Louis.
Don't speak to me about him. You will never get him.
Mother, stop torturing yourself.
What
It
the
really
hell's
is
going
me,
on?
Louis. How can I convince you?
If you really are who you say you are, what was the saying I taught you?
You've been telling it to me since I was 3 years old, Mother. How could I ever forget it? Always keep your mind rational and open.
You knew it. You are smart. You're getting me muddled up. Tell me, rather, whose place were we at when I told you I was coming here?
Mother, I really am your son. You can't trick me. We were in Paris. We were investigating an art dealer.
His name?
Von Borchert.
I just told you, you can't trick me. His name was von Borchert.
My God, everything is lost then. I refuse to believe it's really you, Louis.
Good lord.
Otherwise, all this would be for nothing.
Mother, I don't know what happened to you, but don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. I'm here for you and...
No! I ordered you not to come with me.
I received a letter and Lord Mortimer informed me of your disappearance. So I took the...
No! 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 It's not true. It's a nightmare. Don't tell me that. Have you spoken to him?
Oh,
Well,
shit.
yeah.
She's completely panicked because I spoke to Mortimer. It seems she's afraid of what he might have said to me about her.
Did he speak to you?
Mother, I don't know what you're imagining, but don't worry. Everything will be all right. If you're worried about what I might think about Elizabeth Adams, honestly...
Oh, Louis! Elizabeth is the last of my worries right now. I did what I could for her, but it was too late. Very well. Rational and open, Louis.
Okay.
Since you arrived on the
Finally
island,
got her
has
calm.
anything strange happened to you?
Depends on what you mean by strange. Does a savage murder of the secret daughter of President Washington's good friend count as being strange?
Well, Vice President.
So Elizabeth is dead?
Stabbed several times. Don't you think it's time you told me what's happened to you?
No, not
Huh.
Now shut up and listen to me.
Now, this is interesting, because last time, I didn't lead off with that. I led off with... Oh, it was the bottom left option on that one. I can't think of what it was off the top of my head. But then, I went with that one, and she dismissed it as... Like, that wasn't what got her to flinch. What got her to finally... like, capitulate was mentioning the visions I'd been having.
We might still have a chance.
Or was it the reverse? And just a second. Ah, okay, I had myself
is going
as
to
a
play
viewer.
out right here.
What are you
I
talking
kept trying to
about?
figure out, like...
A conference, Louis.
Okay, I'm not sure
I
that's
should
an actual
think
viewer
all
or not.
Mortimer's guests have arrived by now, haven't they?
Just a second. Okay, good.
So they have, since this morning.
Perfect. The conference will be able to begin.
Indeed. It shouldn't be long and...
Let me finish. We haven't time. You will attend this conference, and you must find out what Mortimer is up to. Don't trust him, Louis. Understood?
But what's it about?
No matter. I'd wager it's about a vast acquisition of some territory in North America. This, however, is not the issue.
But don't you think that...
Louis, I made a mistake by coming here. We are in the lion's den.
What do you mean?
Mortimer, Holm, their guests. Watch what happens. Do you think it's normal that the representatives of the most powerful nations are here all on their own without anyone else? On an island in the middle of nowhere in total secrecy?
No, not really, but...
Louis! They shape the world. They manipulate us. Everything is decided here and now.
Aren't you a major player in this, though?
And break states, provoke wars, destitute governments, or decide who will be their leaders. Open your eyes!
Mother, calm yourself, please.
Nothing is impossible for them. They are capable of reaching everyone, wherever they may be. Through high society banquets, they model the future of us all, and it isn't at all an issue for them.
And? What do you propose?
It's time to act, my son. You will go to this conference, and from the inside, you'll do everything you can to prevent Mortimer's plan from going ahead smoothly. We can talk later. I'll explain everything.
But why?
Do as I say, Louis. It's of the utmost importance. Beware of Mortimer. He won't let anything stand in his way.
You promised me that after...
Yes, after. Go now.
Yes, Mother, I'm going. One more thing, Mother. Emily Hillsborough, Emma's sister, came to this island looking for her sister. She probably won't hesitate to take revenge and...
And I forgot to give her the letter.
It's the signal that the conference is starting, Louis. Don't be concerned about the Duchess. She's the last of our worries.
Well, my worries. For you, she's got it in for her. Wrong way. Here we go. Alright, so that's one and one so far. Alright, nope, conference is not here yet.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Mysterious notes. And the conference room. Not talking to Mortimer for a bit. Because Lord Peru, or no, not Lord Peru, he would pretty vehemently object to that, I'm pretty sure.
My son, glad you're here. It seems Lord Mortimer's been waiting for you to arrive before beginning. What a pity your mother isn't here for the conference. I hope I'll be able to see her before I leave. I still have a very important letter to give to her.
Feeling all right, Louis? You look like you're miles away.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Lord Mortimer wants to talk to you, Louis. Don't make him wait.
Alright.
I don't know if you ever found what you were looking for in the garden, but Mortimer is waiting for you. I suggest you get a move on.
You say it as if you were afraid of him. I sense that you have things you'd like to say, but something's holding you back. What is going on between you two?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost. The siren's song, Monsieur de Richet. You wake up one morning, not knowing where you are, and you think about everything you've done for a man who wasn't even worth it. For a man who has no respect for you, who uses you, and who drops you as soon as he no longer needs you. For me, it's too late now. But you still have a choice. Don't respond to his call, sir.
I mean, that's the thing. Peru is a bit of an asshole, to say the least.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of water.
But it is not sound. You know it is not sound. Your conjecture is totally wrong, I assure you.
Awesome.
I have suspected it for some time, but now...
Royal jelly? Oh yeah, that's right. There's more royal jelly. Carmelite water. Oh. Can't get that one.
Good evening, gentlemen. Are we ready? The much-awaited conference is about to begin?
That is what we have all been waiting for.
I believe that Lord Mortimer wishes to speak to you before it begins. You should go and see him. Are you quite sure, sir? Is there not a little mistake somewhere?
Alright. Let's see. Nope, that was a glint off the rim of the silver.
Amber.
Another coin.
Are you quite sure?
Let's see, nothing there. Not talking to them yet.
Devil's Thorn.
Alright.
Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you. Thank you for joining us. We are about to begin our conference. Let me explain what is at stake.
Thank you kindly, but what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not alone, Louis.
Very well.
Actually, I'm now rethinking this. Because here's my dilemma. Well, actually, I'll explain later.
Can you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that. The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
But the future of who?
Of the world, Louis.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
By being the hazard. You know what?
Louis,
yeah.
Let me keep you a moment. I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, the project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French.
But how does that concern me?
Well, you see, I prepared this project with your mother. We began thinking about a crazy idea. Unfortunately, Sarah went missing before getting the bigger picture. I don't intend to stop at Louisiana. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world.
Lord Mortimer, I'm sure you're aware that Louisiana is hardly prime quality land. I wouldn't be exaggerating to call it marshland. How is acquiring land they won't know what to do with going to strengthen the United States?
Think further, Louis. The United States won't stop there. Once they've acquired Louisiana, nothing will stop them. All they would have to do then is keep pushing toward the west to take the whole North American continent.
So you intend to get rid of the Spanish?
They are purely transitory. This is the settlers' home. It is natural for them to want to develop their nation to become one of the greatest powers of this world. As for the Spanish, there are just a handful of them actually on site, and if need be, we'll see to it that they are sufficiently occupied in Europe so that their focus is not on the North American continent. Moreover, Spain really only cares about its colonies in South America. It's hardly my fault if they are not capable of seeing the potential in the North American territories. The concept of royalty is from bygone times. It is time to lead the way to democracy. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. I must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts.
Blast it, Mother. You didn't know about everything. This project is commendable. Why tell me to beware? Could you have gotten it wrong?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot.
Your plan is a good one.
That makes no sense at all,
My friends, I propose we get started.
Oh, crap. Did I forget to talk to Napoleon? Or was he not quite in the room yet?
First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Welcome, Monsieur.
I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly inefficient.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
Thank you all. I am honored to be among you today. I will strive to represent the interests of the Order as best I can.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the East Coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to...
Sorry about that. Quick call from my mom.
All the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
Yeah. I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not a question.
Duke, these savages, as you call them, were there before you. They are on their homeland.
As much as the black people of Africa, Monsieur de Richet. That does not stop your dear France from massacring them and sending them like cattle to Mr. Washington's cotton plantations to provide him with cheap labor. So you keep your morals to yourself, if you please.
Fair,
Senor.
Yeah, fair argument.
I would not like to be associated with that. The subject of black slaves in the United States of America is a complex subject, which we shall resolve at a future date.
Let's see. Journal. Godoy. He's immune to etiquette, so yeah, that'd be...
Senor Godoy, you must know that France will soon ban these barbaric practices.
Oh, do not get on your high horse, Monsieur Frenchman. The only reason why France has ceased trading in slaves is because of the commercial blockade that Great Britain has imposed against you. The instant the shipping lanes have been restored, France will again treat these people like cattle.
Come now, my friends. Let us not digress. Anyway, these primitive people have no souls, Louis. We bring the good word to them in order to save them.
Yep, White Mansburg.
You'll see. Colonization brings with it many benefits, too.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Your Eminence, I shall continue.
Which, incidentally, that's why the
Duke
Native
Manuel,
American schools got established.
I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France, free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer.
And what
a
possible...
strange example you set for your young protégé. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
We are neighbors, Duke Manuel. Remember, your main rival in Europe is more likely to be England, who is plowing the seas right up your coastline. Hand over Louisiana to France and make her a prime ally.
Come, Louis. Spain and Great Britain are already allies and have nothing to gain by breaking their alliance.
Even if I do agree, Duchess, the omnipresence of the English fleet in Atlantic waters does not particularly please me.
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
On the maps of Italy I saw in Mortimer's secret study, he had anticipated movements of troops across Italy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's planning an invasion of Italy by France, and if I push the notion a bit further, I can well imagine that Bonaparte's cannons, financed by the Order, will be used for that purpose. The noose is tightening around poor Piaggi's neck without him even realizing it. I don't know if I'm the best person to speak about that, Your Eminence. Well, I think that the French army will enter Italy, and that the Vatican will do whatever France demands of it, if the Vatican wants to retain its place.
You are joking, I hope. Lord Mortimer, I did not come here to listen to such nonsense.
What makes you think that, Monsieur de Richet?
Well, Monsieur Bonaparte, here present, has ordered a large number of cannons, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were to be used to keep Italy under control.
Come, sir, what a strange idea. I have enough on my plate with issues in Corsica.
If you say so.
You see, you're...
But Corsica is not where the cannons are to be delivered, is it?
Aye, but... Louis, you are quick-witted. I like you.
You seem to be overlooking something, Messieurs les Français. I also have backers who would be only too pleased to demonstrate the full extent of their fervor by defending the Vatican. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo giovanotto presuntuoso, Sir Gregory.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
There we go.
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Volner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Holm, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare you!
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me. Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory. I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Now, here's where I am of two minds. Because last time I did go to assist Holm. Now, this is where it's a ring. Because I figured it was both his mother saying not to do it, as well as Peru saying not to do it. The wrinkle, though, comes from the fact that during that conversation with Peru, he never mentioned Lord Mortimer by name. And before, when I had the conversation with him while defending Elizabeth, he said outright that I was a fool to think he was helping Mortimer. So I'm thinking the person that has betrayed him and cast him aside was Holm. But at the same time, I think I might go with Holm, but I might. Because the bottom line is, he plans to use France as a way to unify Europe and distract them from the American colonies gaining power, which will leave France weakened. And as much of an asshole as Peru is, the fact that he's spooked by the person he trusted I can't help but think that they're maybe playing both sides of the table here. And in a deliberate fashion. I'll go with
At the
Holm.
risk of displeasing you, my lord, I'd rather follow Sir Gregory. I don't think this is a place for the Order.
Louis,
No, let him go, Mr. President. Everyone is free to choose.
However, I will not inform Holm about the actual extent of the plans.
How can he be so blind? If he keeps this up, he'll lead our countries to their destruction.
Don't worry, we shall counter him, Sir Gregory.
We have to act immediately.
Calm down, Gregory. We only have to vote against his project, and that's it.
They haven't got a chance. Just one vote will suffice.
True. There is no chance of a unanimous vote. And he knows it. He must be preparing something else. What is he plotting?
Now this one I'm saying nothing. Actually,
I know about his plan.
I'll just follow what I did last time.
His aim is for the United States to take the whole of the North American continent.
But that is impossible.
A democratic superpower.
I don't understand. That has nothing to do with the coming vote.
You will ask for France to take over Louisiana, and then hand it over to the United States, and so double the size of their territory.
Once that's done, he will just need to push a bit more, and you will lose North America, Duke Manuel.
God's blood! Has he gone mad?
No, Johann. He has always been mad. Louis, I would like to thank you for what you've just revealed. If not for you, I don't know if we'd have been capable of deciphering his plans quickly enough to be able to counter him.
What are we going to do now that we know about it?
Destroy him.
No! We'll beat him at his own game, my friends. His plan begins with Louisiana, which is still yours, Duke Manuel. He will begin with you. Expect to receive an envoy, French most probably. He will try to convince you by every possible means. Whatever he says, whatever he promises, you have just one response. It's war. If war is what you want, war is what you'll get. And on your own territory, in your homes. Enough games. Spain will join the coalition against France and declare war. You too, Duchess Hillsborough. You will speak to the Queen so that Great Britain commits to going to war with France.
This plays right into it.
What do you expect from the Papal States, Sir Gregory?
What do you think? That they hold a mass? They will go to war, of course. What is it that you didn't understand in what I just told you? We all declare war on France. Militarily, politically, and financially.
And me, Sir Gregory? How can I help?
Louis, you have won my trust. The Order will have to act in France, but even before that, I'm going to need you. Right here and right now. Leave me now.
You.
I have to prepare for tomorrow. Let's meet early tomorrow morning for the next phase of the conference, which promises to be most exciting. Louis, I'd like to see you a moment, please. Thank you for siding with me today. I won't forget it. I'm going to need you. Help me counter Mortimer on his own ground. Right here.
I am curious.
I'm sure he'll try and win some of you over. He needs our votes.
I'm curious as to...
You leave that to me. In the meantime, I must
how
ask
many
you to go and
endings
see
there are.
President Washington and persuade
Rather,
him to trust me and join us.
I'll do my best.
You should go right away.
Whoa, that was a bit of a
There's no
jump.
time to lose. William already has a head start on us.
Very well. I'll go right away.
Ugh, the hair's growing out of that mole on his cheek.
Let me in, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but that's impossible.
I'm looking for President Washington. Would you know where he is by any chance?
Unfortunately not, sir. All I can say to sir is that the President is no longer in the conference room.
All right. I'll go looking for him myself. Thank you.
Have a good evening, sir.
All right.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Bunch of royal jelly.
Left.
Yep.
I'll retrieve it later.
Oh, golden elixir. Alright.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Would you happen to know where I could find Monsieur Washington?
Sorry, sir, I haven't the foggiest. Perhaps sir ought to try in President Washington's room?
Okay. Now here's to hoping I can actually open a freaking door up here. Because that's what caused me to end the video early last time.
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off.
Yes!
The door's ajar.
Finally I can! My dear little Eleanor, I wanted to share with you my calmer thoughts at the moment. Needless to say how much I miss you and how much I regret having to be separated from you, but I know you will be virtuous, courageous, and safe with your sister Marie-Hélène. I will never be able to mend my mistakes, but I do know now how to save you from their consequences once and for all. I was assured of my fatherly devotion and affection. Never doubt it, come what may. You must know that everything will turn out for the best now. I am determined to protect you with whatever the price I have to pay, and so be confident and serene in times of ordeal. Oh god, that's a suicide note. That much is rather obvious.
Circles.
It is a suicide note. Oh, another letter. Couple letters, actually.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. The Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad.
Alright, I can't go out on the balcony. Is that? I don't know what that is, actually.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris, and there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Psychology. Makes sense, I guess. Huh. Well, okay, since I can actually open doors this time, I will go in every room except Washington's at first. Oh yes, and Napoleon is downstairs chatting with...
The Beaucaire dinner. It hasn't been signed yet, but there's a letter with it. It isn't signed. That's some quality paper. And that handwriting, I'd say it's more
Barca. As promised, here are the few pages that I recommend you publish within the next few months.
So, Bonaparte is going to publish a book that he didn't write. That crafty little rascal.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. Hannibal crossing the Alps. Another military success. Why do I get nothing but visions of horror in my room? And he gets victory after victory?
The Prince by Machiavelli.
Yep.
A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition.
And there's the famous hat.
Handy.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Oh, that's good to know, too. Officer. Oh, nice. Oh, yes, I did. Sarah's mother. Or Sarah's letter to him. Alright. So I'm done with the French wing. Figure I'll head all the way around. And unlock some shit too with that. Let's see, here's the tower room.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Yeah, move away for now. I can always do that in the next episode. I'm trying to get the calculating feat done. Actually, I wonder if I can go up to Mortimer's study. Nope. Fair enough.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner. The Great Work of the Soul by S. Madone. Pure alchemy is a thought, an art that is performed on the matter of the soul. Great alchemists work to transform and perfect the latter by a series of processes known as the Great Work. There are 4 phases to attain the ultimate in spiritual fulfillment. The human soul must descend, be corrupt, in order to become decomposed. It's something like what I felt when I think of what I found out about my mother. The soul broken up must be purified by the alchemist. Nice program. The soul must be transformed in order to attain sublimation by the recombination of the alchemist. It's tempting. Thus ends the great work. The incarnation of the purified spirit, the elevation of the soul, now become perfect. Its resurrection, thanks to the action of the alchemist. Except if the alchemist has bad intentions, then it's called manipulation. Very metaphorical as occult theories go, the human spirit being the prima materia of the alchemist. The alchemist is a young man.
mention who it's by. Hortus Delicatum. One point in erudition. Royal Jelly full.
Golden elixir.
And full.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Holy crap. Wait, 4 letters. Come on.
The Great Work of the Soul by S. Madone. Pure alchemy is a thought, an art that is performed on the matter of the soul. Great alchemists work to transform and perfect the latter by a series of processes known as the Great Work. There are 4 phases to attain the ultimate in spiritual
4-letter code, so MLXI.
Very metaphorical as occult theories go. The human spirit being the prima materia of the alchemist.
MLXI.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
So glad you were coming, Adjutant. Yep. Holm is the dangerous. Is the most dangerous party, I'm sure of it. Like, that just confirmed the suspicion for me. And unfortunately, that's after I've thrown in my lot with him already. Crap.
A fragment of amber.
The alchemist is an old man.
So MLXI.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Are any of those 4 letters? Come on.
The Great Work of the Soul by S. Madone.
Alright.
Pure alchemy is a thought, an art that is performed on the matter of the soul. Great alchemists work to transform and perfect the latter by a series of processes known as the Great Work. There are 4 phases to attain the ultimate in spiritual fulfillment.
Iosis melanos. Osis, maybe.
Very metaphorical as occult theories go. The human spirit being the prima materia of the alchemist. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely
Yes,
a
I'm
word
aware.
close to the owner's heart.
Damn. there's no other hints? Another collector coin. Oh!
The signs of the zodiac.
Now, how do I reach up there is the question.
The signs of the zodiac. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised by that, unfortunately. Well, maybe there's something on the balcony then. Royal jelly. Golden elixir.
A fragment of amber.
I'm finally getting some fragments of amber now. Alright. Guess I'll leave the room because I have no idea right now as to what that could be. Wait a minute. Which way did it come from? Okay, it did come from this way then. Let's see. Washington's room is next, I believe. Or actually, no, the bishop's. Or the cardinal, I think. Elizabeth's room.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I've got the key there. And amber.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
And what's the letter? Come on, one more. Mysterious notes. Okay.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Oof.
August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I'm driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you. June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you.
Oof.
Father maintains the secondary effects of your treatment. June 11th, August 24th.
So yeah, over a year, and apparently she's been silent.
30 November, 1791.
Oh.
My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being, but I can't help but blame it.
Yep. The talisman that I picked up and handed to her. And then she repaid me by trying to kill. By drugging me. Definitely drugging me, but beyond that, I'm not sure what the hell her intent was. Which is genuinely kind of creepy. Yeah, this is one that multiple playthroughs will be very nice for.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Okay, can't get in Piaggi's. Okay, I can get into mine at least. Finally.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image golden elixir.
Which I can't pick up.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Oh, inventory full. Alright. I know there was one on the balcony. If I recall right, anyway. Oh! Emma's room? Or Emily's? Mr. Hay is indeed working on an agreement with Great Britain. Aim seems to be weaken the French economy, secretly that of Spanish, by seizing merchandise at sea.
Mary Louise of Parma. How ironic having a painting of the Queen of Spain in one's room, my Lord Duke. It looks like someone's hidden something on the back of this painting.
Godoy?
It's a letter. Of course, it's written in Spanish. And it reeks of lavender. Well, well, Mr. Godoy, you seem very interested in hiding this letter. Another secret romance, I presume?
Worth it.
So, let's see what it says.
Tender Pepita. Josepha.
It seems that the Queen isn't the only one enjoying the Lord Duke's favors. If the Queen found out, it would cost him dearly. I'll keep it with me. You never know. Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I have to think about that one. The Kiss of Judas, painted by Caravaggio. This is how Judas pointed out Christ to the Roman soldiers. Can you imagine a worse betrayal? Prometheus, punished for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to man.
I can't help but think that... I mean, these cannot be coincidental with these paintings.
Brutus and his companions taking an oath to kill Caesar.
All of which are betrayals. Prometheus betrayed the gods by stealing the fire. Judas betrayed Jesus to the Romans. Benedict Arnold.
Charles IV of Spain. Now there's no chance of Godoy forgetting who he owes everything to.
And who he's being expected to betray. Noblesse of the Sword. Huh, no lockbox in here? Interesting. No. Flush with the banister on that one. Just didn't want to ruin the aesthetic, I suppose. Alright, so I managed to get in Godoy's.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Yeah, I can't say I'm shocked about that one. And then Bonaparte I was already in. Okay, seems that I'm heading to Washington's room finally. Should be around the next corner. Yep, here we are.
A map of Vermont.
Inspector's Journal. Oh, here we are.
Locked.
Yeah, I was about to say, while Washington is in the room.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world.
A map of Connecticut.
You mean Connecticut?
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Small key. Alright, that's still his letter. Oh, I guess use the small key then. I can't help but think that Washington is going to walk in right in the middle.
The president's personal reserve of laudanum, and judging by the quantity, you can't go without it.
Ooh.
Ah, there's also a letter.
I'm returning my answer as quickly as I can. We already spoke about it before you left, but I note that things have not improved. Excessive consummation is in danger of definitively impairing your chances of securing your next mandate. So, where is Washington now, then? When he's not here.
Portrait of George Washington.
He's apparently not outside. And I got caught on the curtain. Oh, I meet him as I leave? Okay, here we go.
Louis? What are you doing in my room?
Let's see. Washington. Immune to politics.
I wanted to have a word with you, but just between ourselves. Here, the walls have ears.
You're right. Caution is the mother of safety. Well, since you're here, can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you, Mr. President.
As you wish. Well, Louis, it's getting late, and this is not my first conference, so let's get straight to the point. You are here to motivate me to change sides.
I have decided not to follow Mortimer.
I noticed. Every man must make his own choice. What can we say? That's the political game. And you did not commit to supporting Mortimer, so there's nothing for you to feel bad about. So, what can I do for you?
Immune to that.
President Washington, I regret that my situation is contrary to yours, especially as I really do respect you.
Me too, Louis. Let us not
You respect yourself?
Business and emotion.
Understood. I've just come from a meeting with Sir Gregory and his supporters. They are all rallying against Mortimer's project.
That is to be expected.
Great Britain, the Kingdom of Spain and Sicily, the Kingdom of Prussia, the Holy Empire, the Kingdom of Portugal, of Bohemia, and of Hungary.
I know, Louis. I know. The coalition against France also gives me cause for concern. I'm certainly not saying that, on paper, Mortimer's plan seems very viable. Anyway, you haven't really said what you wanted to say. Tell me, Louis, what have you come here to sell me?
You should join home.
And why would I do that?
This type of meeting might be familiar to you, but for me, I must admit, Mr. President, it's all a bit over my head.
It's only natural, Louis. But you are managing rather well for a first-timer. You've chosen the wrong allies, that's all.
I hope my mother doesn't hold it against me if I made a mistake. Anyway, if Lord Mortimer does succeed, it would be no mean feat. Did he tell you what he would gain from it?
What do you mean?
Well, Mortimer's plan has been meticulously prepared for many years, I imagine.
Of that you can be sure.
It's only natural, and his plan leaves nothing to chance.
No, that's what...
He never commits his own fortune.
Oh.
Let alone his reputation, since you're the one who takes center stage here.
In fact...
Whether he wins or loses, everything is arranged so he comes out of it intact.
Classic Xanatos gambit.
You've got to hand it to him, though. He's a master at putting together a plan which puts himself at no risk.
That's true. Don't worry, you can trust him.
Of course. I'll bet he's invested in a river transport company on the Mississippi or somewhere like that.
It's true I had never thought about what he might have to gain. Tell me what Sir Gregory has to offer that I don't already have with Lord Mortimer.
Peace?
By following Sir Gregory, you'll be sure to be on the right side of the bayonets, Mr. President. Sir Gregory is encouraging all his partisans to go to war against Lord Mortimer's supporters. Do you really want to go to war again?
Certainly not. I would
not. Hey, that
want
actually worked.
Louis, you convinced me.
Alliance breaker.
Congratulate you for your performance, because I didn't think it could happen.
I merely exposed the facts to you.
Don't spoil everything with your false modesty now. You really were very good, and that's that. In any case, I shall follow you on this one.
I am curious whether Washington actually did
have
well
arouse Lord Mortimer's wrath, but I must put the United States before anything else. Have we finished, Louis?
Absolutely, Mr. President. I shan't keep you any longer. Allow me to take my leave.
Good night, Louis. Get some rest. Tomorrow will be a very big day.
Will this be the end of the
That's
chapter?
one thing out of the way. Only thing left to do is wait for the conference to resume tomorrow morning.
Well, last time I went to bed, as I recall, I wound up waking up next to a dead woman.
Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Man, I couldn't go into Piaggi's room. And all of these were... Oh.
Good evening, Monsieur le Français.
Duchess, you're here. What a charming surprise. I'm beginning to think you can't be without me.
You have managed to penetrate my armor, sir. Am I disturbing you, perhaps?
That's not what I said.
Ah, by the way, congratulations on choosing Sir Gregory this evening. You surprised me. I wasn't expecting it.
Why, Emily, can't you read me like an open book?
Not as well as you read me, it would seem.
I'll teach you if you'd like.
There's nothing I'd like more.
Tell me, Are these visits to Mortimer's always so intense?
Yes and no. My sister doesn't normally disappear like she has. Any news of your mother?
Be honest.
I've seen her, Emily.
What? When was that?
A little earlier, just before the conference. She was hiding.
And did you manage to speak to her?
She's not the same. I don't know what's been happening to her, but she's changed. I found her in a deplorable state with one of her hands cut off. I mean, she was saying crazy things, bordering on delirium.
What? Did you say one of her hands was cut off? What happened to her?
I don't know. She wouldn't say.
And did she tell you why she shot Emma?
No. Unfortunately, we were unable to broach the subject. She seemed terribly upset, Emily. There's something strange going on.
She didn't even think I was her son.
She was fearful of something or someone.
Excuse me, Louis, but until we see proof of the contrary, she's the one who is sowing death everywhere she goes. We are the ones who ought to be fearful.
I know.
No, I apologize for that remark. Who do you think she's hiding from? Mortimer?
I think Holm.
I don't know. Maybe.
Louis, I don't want to pile it on, but I would understand her feelings there. You ought to be wary of Mortimer. He's a manipulator, a liar, a coward who doesn't assume his responsibilities at all.
What exactly happened between you two, Emily? You're so radically against him.
Can we change subject, please? I didn't come here to go through all that again.
Of course, it's late. You're right.
Isn't she married? I mean, granted, to someone quite a bit older than her, but... Yeah, not the...
Come, Louis.
I think he is. Oh, shit.
My friends, do not worry. I assure you that Lord Mortimer's plan will never see the light of day.
So am I in Godoy's
I shall
body?
deal with informing our allies, but for the time being, I need you to make a stand.
What do you think about Monsieur de Richet?
I don't know yet. I feel there's great potential in him.
He looks like he can be trusted.
Why isn't he with us? He was opposed to Mortimer.
I'll wait and see. I'm still not sure of his position.
I could be trying to play both sides.
Duchess Hillsborough. Why isn't she here?
She's busy. Don't worry about her.
Oh, isn't it time to replace her?
Not so fast, sir. She is an important figure. You ought to have a little more faith in her.
What are we going to do about Washington?
He will be a hard nut to crack. On our chessboard, he is Mortimer's king.
Don't worry. Mr. President only wants one thing, to keep his dear America united. He won't jeopardize everything he has achieved on a whim.
He has been serving Mortimer for quite some time. It won't be easy to bring him around. I have asked Monsieur de Richet to approach
Shit.
Let us have faith in him. I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
Yet he is Mortimer's strong arm in France.
Wait, no.
He knows his time has come, and I believe he's intelligent enough to realize it means he is no longer any use to Mortimer. Do you feel all right, Mr. Godoy? You haven't said a word.
Please excuse me, gentlemen. I feel tired.
Oh, I see. I think it is high time you left us then. Now!
They're about to kill Godoy, aren't they? And they're about to bring me into the fold in his place. But yeah, he's...
Emily? Emily? Are you there?
Surprised he doesn't have stains on his shirt or sheets.
Sir, the conference is about to begin. You are expected in the conference room.
Tell them I'm coming. Thank you.
So is this the next chapter?
Louis, the game is back on.
My friends, the conference is about to begin. Please excuse me if I troubled you last night with my project.
Okay, there's the
I understand
Duchess.
that you might well have a few questions to ask. As you know, the final vote will be cast in a few days. This morning's aim is to answer your questions and check the temperature of your respective positions so that we may reach a greater understanding.
As always, Lord Mortimer.
We parted in perfect disagreement, my lord. Where would you like us to take it from?
Come, sir. Please let William believe he still has a chance of winning us over. Otherwise, his imprecations will lack panache, and we shall be bored stiff.
Oh, let me reassure you, I am convinced that a good night's sleep has brought sound advice, and that this morning will be even more interesting. Therefore, I would like to go around the table in order to hear everyone's first impressions.
Well, I am still firmly against it, even though my choice won't count.
Against.
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 And you, Duke Manuel?
Against, of course.
Well, as for me, I am for Lord Mortimer's project, despite Duchess Hillsborough's overwhelmingly convincing nocturnal attentions.
What? So Emily was playing at trying to win our guest last night?
It was nothing more than a friendly little chat, of course.
How could it be otherwise? And by the way, remember me to your husband when you see him. And you, President Washington, what is your position?
Well, you see, Monsieur Bonaparte, I would rather you'd have forgotten me for a minute. William, I am sorry, but I cannot follow you this time.
George? What?
I am against William. Please excuse me. I cannot commit the United States to such an enterprise. It's just too risky.
Well, that leaves just yourself and Monsieur Peru, Louis.
You're all making me sick. Look at yourselves.
What?
You are pathetic!
Have you been drinking or what?
There you are, quibbling away. My Lord Duke this, and Madame Duchess that. You know very well that we're nothing but puppets on a damn string.
Jacques, really?
Let's end the charade. It's over!
Jacques.
My lord, thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. But it didn't come for free. And now I see the price is too high to pay. I'll stop.
Come, Jacques, we'll talk it over.
No, I'm finished. I want my freedom back, my lord. I shall no longer work for you.
Wait!
De Richet, you just can't
Only
help
chance.
it, can you? Stop trying to play the hero, man!
And I know he's not working for Mortimer. He is working for Holm. At this point, I am convinced of it. And Holm is playing both sides of the freaking table.
Monsieur, I know I don't really know you, but you seem like a decent person.
I have done so many horrible things!
You blame yourself, I can see that. Everything's not lost.
I don't want to do bad things anymore.
You can take control of yourself again. You can fix whatever it is you've done.
Do you really believe that?
Of course, Jacques. You'll have all the time you need.
Your daughter has nothing to fear.
Look, you've done as much as you can.
I'm so
you
glad
have nothing to fear. Your daughter is safe.
Shut up!
Shit! Damn it. Did not save Jacques Peru. Damn it. What was the secret then? Alright, let's see here. Sure, I'll go with that. Dangerous stakes. Yep, calculating, finally.
That makes no sense.
I don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Monsieur Peru has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again, it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course. Let us praise Louis's gesture anyway. You did what you could.
Yes, it was very noble of you, Louis.
It wasn't your fault.
There was nothing else you could have done.
I think everyone needs a little rest.
That's 2 murders, and both of which I was privy to.
Of course.
Let's see. Manipulation. Questioning.
Louis, I wanted to talk to you a moment about what has happened. All this is tragic, but I wanted to thank you for doing what you could.
I wasn't able to save him.
You couldn't, Louis. You mustn't blame yourself. It is not your fault.
I'm trying to think what Mortimer's...
I know this has nothing to do with me, my lord, but don't you think you're partly to blame? It won't escape your attention that he incriminated you before he took his own life.
I heard what he said, yes. Monsieur Peru appeared to blame me for his condition. I certainly encouraged him to succeed, but I wasn't aware he couldn't handle the pressures of the situation. Of course, his duties in Paris were very difficult. The choices he had to make were burdensome. But that was the path he had chosen. Should I not have helped him to succeed, perhaps? You heard him yourself. His duties as judge got the better of him.
Did you push him into it?
I wouldn't say push, but I did encourage him, yes. I thought it was my duty to help him as much as I could, to become the court judge he dreamed of being. I thought he was capable of it. It appears I was mistaken, unfortunately. What a pity he didn't come and speak to me. What a waste.
What are your plans now?
What do you mean?
For the conference. After the disappearances of both Elizabeth Adams and my mother, and now the death of Mr. Peru, I should imagine that your guests are all packing their bags.
This might come as a bit of a shock to you, perhaps because it was so difficult to bring all these figures together. But I am convinced that none of them is preparing to leave.
Are you serious?
They are all very experienced politicians. And though they are, of course, affected by the situation, they know full well that such an opportunity will not come again for a long, long time, if ever. They each represent their nation, and know full well that what is at stake here is far greater than the death of poor Monsieur Peru. You'll see. I am confident that they will all be ready to resume the conference.
If you say so.
Yeah,
Allow me to
wouldn't
take
be
my
surprised,
leave,
honestly.
please.
Of course. You ought to get some rest. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. What a pity you didn't support me during the conference. I hope I can count on you on the day of the vote. This major project needs men like you, Louis.
And you never know, right? Maybe by then, I'll see things differently.
May as well give him
thank
the
you for allowing me to believe in that possibility, Louis. From here on, I shall make it my mission to persuade you to change your vote.
Be my guest. But I hope your arguments are very, very persuasive, because I'm not the only one who isn't on your side.
Oh, rest assured, I am working on it.
Very well, then. I'll see you later, my lord.
Okay, so that's why the Duchess wasn't at the little round table there. I'm still not sure what the hell happened with Godoy. Wait a minute. Let's see. Alright, that one is now locked up. Oh.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Congratulations, Monsieur de Richet. You made the right decision at the conference. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you could spare me a moment. I'd like to speak about what happened to Monsieur Peru.
And I, monsieur, would rather not. Frankly, I believe that he more than deserved his fate. Don't expect me to feel sorry for him.
You seem to have taken a personal stance. Am I wrong?
Ever since I found out that traces incriminating him were found next to Elizabeth's body. You can be sure that given the opportunity...
Really?
I would have put a bullet in his mouth myself.
Now that's information I wasn't aware of.
Do you have any news regarding your search for the Al-Azif?
Ah, good. You are straight to the point this time. I appreciate that. I shall allow myself to reply only because we are now on the same side. But keep it to yourself. My search is over. We have it.
Congratulations. You were quicker than me.
Oh, don't blame yourself. You had no chance of getting the better of Sir Gregory.
Well, at least I tried. So, tell me, where did you find it?
Would you believe that your mother gave it to Emily's twin sister before we arrived on the island? Apparently, she asked her to hide it, and once she had done so, your mother intended to kill her. But Emma, Emily's sister, survived. So Gregory realized this and hid her in his apartment to tend to her, without anyone knowing.
I am going to Emily with that one.
Emma rallied to Sir Gregory and told him where the Al-Azif was. And,
okay.
That's one good thing. Done and dusted.
Is anything wrong?
Oh, well, if I were you, Louis, I would be careful. Emma is still alive. And when your mother turns up, I wouldn't be surprised if she considers she has a score to settle with her.
Yeah.
You're right. It's quite probable.
I think that Sir Gregory will do all he can to calm the situation down, but there's no guaranteeing that she won't find a way of taking her revenge on your mother. However, keep it to yourself. We never spoke to each other.
Thank you for this information, sir.
Oh, don't mention it, Louis. It's natural. We are playing on the same side now. You can always count on me.
On that note, I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Oh, not at all, Louis. Come back whenever you want.
I'll see you later.
Oh, glad I asked him the questions in the order I asked him then. And that is some handy-dandy information right there. Well, actually, I'll be able to get some supplies from here.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Royal jellies. Devil's thorn.
Oh. A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
Evelina. Okay. Oh.
Your Eminence.
Ah, Louis. You were admirable. You didn't manage to save Peru, but whatever you do, don't blame yourself.
I really want to see what happens if you pull it off.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
It's not going to help matters for Mortimer. Now he has one less vote for the conference.
Let's see, Piaggi.
Ah, I see His Eminence is able to identify a good opportunity in every situation.
Now, what do you expect, Louis? The benefit of age. You'll see. You'll learn with time.
Except if I find it disgusting.
But even with such a setback, I'd still be wary of Mortimer. I sense he has still a few surprises in store for us.
Oh, I fully agree with you. I've been told about Washington. Congratulations, Louis. I must admit, though, when I first saw you, I would never have put money on you succeeding. Well, I was wrong.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
On that note, I shall leave you, Louis. I see you later.
President George Washington.
Alright, so Piaget's room next. Provided I don't get hijacked into my own room. Nope, can't enter. I can't help but wonder if there's going to be, like, pagan iconography in there.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Monsieur de Richet.
Oh.
I have no time. I was about to join Sir Gregory. Come back later.
I wanted to talk to you a moment and...
I am expected. I'm sorry. We shall talk later.
Okay.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius.
Oh.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I already did that one. Yeah, not surprised.
I'm sorry, sir, but you are unable to access Monsieur Peru's room while we gather his personal effects.
Yeah, mate. You know what?
I already mentioned it yesterday. Either to you or to someone else. Impossible to tell with you people.
Yes, sir.
Your yes is not sufficient. Tell the others, for crying out loud. Remember to close my window once you've done my room. This isn't Corsica, you know. I'm freezing.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it straight away.
Good. Proceed.
Yes, sir.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Sorry, de Richet. I have no time for traitors such as yourself.
Fair enough.
I beg your pardon?
If you are here, it's because Lord Mortimer agreed to include you. And what's the first thing that you do? You betray him by following Sir Gregory and bending over backwards to turn Washington against him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was free to vote as I pleased. I didn't realize I had to vote for Lord Mortimer in order to show my gratitude toward him. Hey, he invited me here to come and look for my missing mother during his high society party. I'm sorry, truly sorry. I don't know all your customs yet.
It's just common decency that when invited to a man's castle, you don't go and to pee on his boots. Is it too much to ask?
I guess it is.
Fair enough. So apparently Bonaparte's window is open. Let's see. Alright, that one's shut up.
Monsieur Johann van Volnau.
Okay, so where was Emily's room? Godoy, de Richet. Oh, yeah, my room. Peru. So either I've got to enter through Peru's or Emily's. And it's hard to... well, I might be able to do it through Emily's, but unlikely. Definitely not there. Oh.
No answer. Nothing.
Emily? Emily, are you there? Emily!
Yes. Louis, is that you?
Yes, let me in.
I'm sorry, Louis. I don't feel very well. I'll see you later.
She got swapped with
Emma.
Emma.
Everything's all right? Are you still there?
It's not Emily in there, I think. It's Emma. Am I stuck? Hello? Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna see what happens.
Emily? Emily, are you there? Emily!
Yes. Louis, is that you?
Yes, let me in.
I'm sorry, Louis. I don't feel very well. I'll see you later.
Are you sure everything's all right? Are you still there?
Okay. And we're not allowed downstairs, apparently. So I can't go to Bonaparte's room. Already tried Godoy's, and yeah, he was in the middle of leaving. Alright, head back to my room then.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
Is it Emily, maybe? Well, one of the Emilys.
Louis, open up, please.
Washington.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming.
Okay. What is he? Is he injured?
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
What do you mean at last?
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess of
Oh.
I tried to join them, but I was refused entry.
Yeah.
Louis, this does not bode well.
Nope.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly. You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Oh. Okay, that would explain why I was told, you know, piss off. Now I get to insist one more time. I know she's in her room.
I do believe that's Emily's voice. I can't understand what she's saying.
I know you all too well. Yeah, she's the... Maybe Bonaparte will be willing.
Damn it. It's closed. Seems like the key is still in the lock on the other side. That means I won't be able to pick it.
Go get the tricorn.
I could do as I did the last time in the tower room. I wonder if I can get the key by pushing something underneath and making it fall. A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier. A map? This should do the trick. Perfect! This card should do the trick. It's not a very complex lock. I'm sure I could force it if I can just find something to smash it with. Slowly, Louis. Nice and slow.
Huh. Here we are. There we go.
I must act fast.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join.
Yep, he's making him general.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer.
Oh, wait a minute.
Two great army chiefs. French actor Talma is Nero.
Amber.
Ever Every time he says that, it sounds like he's a drug addict, honestly. Prince of Amber. Oh, nice. Finesse. Nice. Okay, can't go in there. Fair enough. And got into Emily's room.
It's as if there are several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim in all this.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily.
I know you.
2 coils circle the lock.
We'll end up losing everything if you keep.
Letter. Okay, that might be valuable for the incoming conversation.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Yeah, I'm looking around here first. Because you never know what might be useful in terms of knowledge.
What on earth is... You...
Is she dead?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch. How dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place.
Spot the imposter?
You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on, then. That's what you want, isn't it?
Okay.
You want to kill me. Go on, then. Shoot. After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for?
How about both of you put down the guns?
Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on. Shoot. Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
You both are.
These things always happen to me.
Well...
You know what? Fair question, Louis. I'm a little confused myself.
Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
At a glance, no.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival... Who was with us on the wharf?
Cardinal Piaggi. He was with us from when we started traveling by ship. We arrived on the same boat. I already told her, Louis. Another question, then. I'm the one who told you.
Right. Let's find something else.
What the hell?
Yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
Oh, okay.
On the night of our arrival,
We were warming ourselves in front of the fire.
Shit!
Mortimer welcomed us in a certain way. What happened exactly?
Well played, Louis. Unfortunately, I'm not the one you should have asked that question to. Mortimer did not welcome us. It was Sir Gregory who welcomed us that night. Mortimer didn't show up until 2 days later. I know that as well.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll. Did we get a chance to speak?
Certainly not. I was exhausted and went to bed. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
How about you disarm her?
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself, for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
Before going to bed, we found ourselves in an odd situation.
You surprised me searching through Mortimer's secret gallery, behind the chimney. You were looking for clues about your mother. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well. Let's talk about us. Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help wondering why.
Ha!
Why did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night, and that's where your little game ends, Emma. Because I never told you about it. So, there you can't answer. What? No! You didn't do that. I didn't want you to be jealous of Louis. Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man? You
Wait,
dirty...
does that mean they've been intimate?
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
No, Emily is behind me.
You are Emily Hillsborough.
I knew you wouldn't get it wrong, Louis.
Profiler. Oh, nice.
No, you little...
Wait. You think you identified it? Oh, shit, no! Oh my god, they were both in separate rooms. The real Emily went to Bonaparte's.
Watch out.
Okay, I'm hoping I can manage to... I'm hoping that...
What on earth?
Okay. Yeah, the real Emily is opposite. She went to Bonaparte's room. Emma slept with me.
To me. You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope. Right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her.
Yeah, I'm replaying that one because I figured it out. The real Emily is the one in front of me. Emma was the one that came to my room.
No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
Yes.
Because Emily was at the council.
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between
She
you
indeed
and
was not in my room the night before.
So stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch. How dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away.
Because, yeah, that snapped it into place.
That's what you want, isn't it? You want to
She
kill
couldn't
me.
have double-timed it with me and Napoleon.
After all the trouble I've gone through to find you.
At least I don't think so, anyway.
What are you waiting
Unless
for?
she went to visit one of us
Here.
after visiting the other.
Take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot.
Yep.
Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her.
And what has caused this,
What
though?
are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way.
I mean, seriously, that...
I am not Emma.
Yeah, you are.
Come
Well,
on,
neither of you
Louis,
were Emma.
Tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who
I am
the
curious
real
if there's a
Emily
way to
is.
maybe skip forward a
Things
little.
always happen to me.
Yeah.
Louis,
I'm still in
you
agreement
know
with him
how
on
to
that
tear
one.
us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival... On the wharf, something happened to me. What happened exactly?
You felt unwell. You had a nosebleed, and I offered you my handkerchief. I told her all that already. It was me who told you.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
Once at the manor, Sir Gregory introduced himself to us. Then, we split up into two groups. What group was I in?
It won't work, Louis. She knows already. I told her. Shut up. I'm the one who told you. You stayed with President Washington and myself near the chimney because he was freezing and wanted to speak to you about your mother. I told you she knew.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll. Do you remember if we saw each other that night or not?
Not at all. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
We found ourselves in Mortimer's secret gallery. What relics did we find?
Property deeds in Mortimer's name dating from very long ago.
Is that all?
You mean all those mythological charms? So there was the so-called Pandora's box that wasn't a box actually. The famous golden fleece that reeked of dead goat. A broken sword that could have belonged to anyone. Is that enough?
Yes, that's enough.
You look captivated. Of course, he bought it. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well. Let's talk about us. Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help wondering why. Why did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night, and that's where your little game ends, Emma.
And she's Emma.
Because I never told you about it. So, there you can't answer. What? No! You didn't do that. I didn't want you to be jealous of Louis.
Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man? You dirty...
That's enough. I've had enough of this charade.
Emily is the one in front of me.
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Because she slept with Bonaparte. She slept with Bonaparte.
It's you, Emily.
No, Louis. She is manipulating you.
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut. Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now.
Drop the gun, though.
Never. I am Duchess Hills. No.
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But...
You don't. Dear God, what have I done?
I'm curious about that myself.
See what you've done. See?
Louis?
Mother!
What on earth is...
Go away. You must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Come on, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her. Please, go. I'll cover you.
I'm reasonably sure that was the real Emily? Or Emma? I don't know. It is a weird one to tell, to say the least. I'm like, I'd say 75% sure. Because the thing is, Emily did not sleep with me. She went to Bonaparte's room.
Good God. They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the band coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
And I can't help but think that Emma actually did die.
My instructions are clear, sir. No one is to enter.
Whew. That was a very heady confrontation, to say the least.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Oh, the conference room. Oh yeah, and I've got somewhere. Let's see, a couple items actually, I think. Yep. Can't pick that one up. How about the chest here? There we go. More royal jellies. But yeah, that's my reasoning, is that the Emily behind me, or the Emily in front of me slept with Bonaparte, or spent the night with Bonaparte, to which he bragged. And she demurred by saying that it wasn't, you know, a sleeping situation, or they just chatted. Oh, crap. Whereas the Emily behind me was not present at the council meeting.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here.
Yeah?
I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came
Rational
all the way
and
here
open.
for you. Now I've found you.
Open.
I'm ready, Mother.
If only...
Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and rational. I know you are going to find this hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true.
Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
And Mortimer
I beg
is
your
one.
pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself.
Actually,
I know
no.
you're exhausted,
Mortimer
but
is
for
not
crying
one.
out loud,
Home
listen to what you're
is.
saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
Buddy.
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
One that wasn't Elizabeth.
Right. So let me guess. Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Al-Azif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer.
No.
Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of
Fair
course,
question.
But you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Let's see.
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
Thankfully,
The
no.
urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it.
I am curious what would happen there.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Home are mere dandies who organize society balls.
And
history forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
I went beyond the Nightmare Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
And without any security or personnel.
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know.
Wait a minute. I'm starting to suspect that she's got a demon, not Mortimer. Because as I recall, in the study, or in the secret study, the ink on the pages was not as old as the deeds themselves, which suggests that Holm definitely is one, and I strongly suspect so is his mother.
Right. How did it all begin?
And all of the evidence that I could offer up was for Mortimer, not Holm.
Him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis.
Mortimer.
I found him. Or rather, he found me. He was young, charismatic. He was flamboyant.
Sir Gregory?
No, Mortimer, of course. He was a veritable mine of knowledge.
Wait, young, though.
I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
He was already old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me.
And
I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
Uh-huh.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once.
Wait. Did she just say 1741? Isn't this in the late... Oh, no, never mind.
1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchert's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing. What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen. Once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Do you know who killed her?
Absolutely not.
I'm thinking it was Peru. Let's see.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Wrong one.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
You're probably right. I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands,
and because
or that
of
one
that,
of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing. And then I disposed of her.
Can I inform her
I am
otherwise?
sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis,
I keep going with the wrong one.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I know.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that. I shall show you.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He demands that the Spanish hand over Louisiana to France.
Oh, knowing him, it won't stop there. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
I can't help but think that she's got a demon in her. And I want to say it's the one from Elizabeth.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
I'm rather convinced of that, actually.
There. That's why we are here.
Holy Grail? Jerusalem, Jordan, Bethlehem, Bethesda. Had found Al-Azif. I like the fact that they're coy about whether or not you actually got the right twin. But yeah, that was the tip-off to me, was, wait a minute, Emily, the one in the conference, was the one that... The Emily that was in the conference had gone with Bonaparte. Not me. Unless she did both at once. Which I suppose would be possible, but unlikely. At this point, yeah, occultism I think would be the best option there.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one.
Veteran. Let's see, so diversion needs 1 more level. Vigilance needs 2. 1 in both etiquette and politics, and wait a minute.
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 5 objects before we try anything.
Are the 5 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Some nails from the cross.
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then.
Oh.
You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers. 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course. An exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea. But it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
This is the book in which you left your correspondence with Duchess Hillsborough, isn't it?
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see. There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates, exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you. One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, Not all of them, though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by
He's
Mortimer
not
for
demon,
years.
though.
Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us.
And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6466.
Yep, I remember. Agility, erudition, etiquette. Need to find 2 more pages of each, actually. Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can work it out myself. It looks like a kind of control panel.
You ought to go, Louis. If someone finds us here, the situation might well become seriously complicated.
I'm reasonably convinced that she's actually a demon.
A Chinese coin, recognizable by the hole in the middle. If I remember rightly,
so that's where the term
called a
cash comes from.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Famous cross of Clement III. Perfect.
Links.
One key found.
And I can't help but think that Mortimer actually is. Organon. Yeah, I can't help but think that she's a demon, Holm is a demon, but Mortimer himself is not one. Because as I recall, the notation in the study, or the deed's signature, none of them actually had, or trying to gather my thoughts. None of the all of the deeds in the study that had a signature, but the ink did not correspond with the actual age of the paper. Meaning that it was... Oh, wait a minute. Carmelite water. Oh, hang on. Hey, a coin. Oh, this is a nice bright night. And speaking of, I will need to go out and feed the animals here shortly. It can wait a little, thankfully, but...
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
An armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Nice.
The alchemist is a young man. Golden elixir. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart. If I'm not mistaken, Paracelsus named the element called zinc.
There we go. Theatrum chemicum. +1 to occultism. Oh, and mysterious notes. Nice. So one more of them, and I'll be set. Alright, so back to the tower room. Oh!
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Hey, Washington.
Blasted. He's gonna talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters.
They might be kept in the dark.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain. There must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing?
If you want my opinion, a servant must have burnt some old papers.
Shit.
Why, of course. You very nearly made me think that you were trying to hide something, Louis. No, I'm sure there must be other hidden messages.
He won't let go. He's going to work his way back to the Bible if he continues.
Hey, look, there.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust. I have a clue.
I better take the Bible before he works his way back to it. Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. Oh, the Bible's still there. A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Oh, yeah. Golden elixir. 2 golden elixir. Amber fragments. Nice.
Amber.
Another amber fragment. Not sure. Alright. I'll hold off on his until the end. Wait a minute. Is that something behind the chair here?
A cache.
Another one. Okay. How many collector's coins are there? Are there, like, particular numbers per chapter, or what? And yeah, Peru was very insistent he was not working for Mortimer. As I recall. Which means he was working for Holm instead. At least that's my conclusion.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Yeah, I've needed that a couple times. I'm hoping to get through all of episode 3 tonight. Let's see if Biaggi's in his room. Provided I can get myself there. Oh, first time I've actually been able to enter. 3 circles key.
I have no time to lose, so I might as well not bother him.
My dear Giuseppe, poor health forbids me from joining you. Please thank Sir Gregory for his invitation to Lord Mortimer's. I'm convinced you'll be able to
Giovanni Angelico.
Venus and Cupid with a Satyr by Correggio. Innocence, Indiscretion, and Lechery. Giuseppe must love that. Amber Crystals.
The Lying Girl by Boucher. Here's a painting of mischievous eroticism. I wonder what Piaggi must think of this. The Rape of the Daughters of Leucippus by Rubens. Surprising choice for His Eminence Piaggi.
Oh, handwritten notes by... Okay.
Love Triumphant by Caravaggio. Now there's someone for whom the sex of angels is no mystery. John the Baptist, Youth with a Ram by Caravaggio. A very sensual vision and very far from the usual representations of St. John.
I have no time to lose, so I might as well not bother him.
Carmelite water will give me a little reprieve.
Destruction of the Temple of Jerusalem by Francesco Hayez. The Roman destruction by Titus and his army. What violence!
Venus and Cupid with a Satyr by Correggio. Innocence, Indiscretion, and Lechery. Giuseppe must love that. His Holiness Pope Pius VI by Pompeo Petoni. This should help Piaggio feel at home.
So, is the message there that he is secretly debauched, or is there no message at all, really?
Amber Crystals.
Oh, nice.
Inferno by Dante. Abandoned Hope. Golden Elixir.
Already used.
The Torture of Ixion. Condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance. The Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices. St. Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
Yeah, I mean, especially the Kronos eating his son. That's, to say the least, an evocative painting. What is this? Okay, it is Godoy.
Don Quixote. Talking without...
Is this Godoy's? Yeah.
It's like shooting without taking aim.
Buddy.
I have to think about that one.
What, buddy? Seriously? You might be low on water. Once I'm done with this, it'll be about, I'm guessing, a half hour or so. All right, buddy?
Prometheus, punished for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to man.
No sign of any blood.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds, painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
Dear E, I received your last letter.
Emily and Emma.
Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess. A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers.
Dear Gregory...
I have no space left. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. Queen Charlotte. All the royal family of England is there from what I can tell. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits. Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice.
I think the paintings are definitely meaningful.
About.
Alright, I already scoured his room. I'm just trying to figure out where everyone is this time of night that we're not doing anything.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, the code was 1191.
Good. The minor bird gave me a little bit of a start. The nails and the exegesis. Exegesis. However it's pronounced.
Of course.
I'm gonna set it up first and then do it. And then come back. Okay, apparently it's not letting me without the nails.
Weaknesses of the Human Psyche by Gilhelm Trimor. Gilhelm Trimor. Trimor. An anagram of Mortimer. Wow. Arrogant enough to publish writings on mental control in full view of everyone. I wonder who he's writing for.
Huh.
If Mortimer's conference is successful, French forces on the North American continent could literally change the balance of competing armies. I don't understand why Washington would let it happen. A hand of tarot cards. I should have learned my lessons in card reading a little better.
I did it already.
There. Those are the nails I was looking for. I noticed they were old and rusty, but I hadn't noticed these traces of... Could that be blood? Is it really the relic of the Holy Cross?
That's what I was thinking.
Believe it.
And the right... Oh.
looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton. What on earth could that be? Who could Mortimer have locked in there?
Okay.
Van Leeuwenhoek microscope?
There we go.
The most sophisticated microscope there is. When I... It's locked. All right, come on. Let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
A painting. It looks unfinished. A piece by Lord Mortimer, I presume. A rather avant-garde technique. The Titan against men. How ironic.
I'm trying to remember. I think Louis came here clean-shaven, didn't he? So I guess they have accounted for, not real-time beard growth, but inter-episode beard growth anyway. Alright, need to go down to the Gorgon. Thankfully I've checked every room up here. Let's see, Gorgon should be this way. The quickest route is this way anyhow. Actually, shit, yeah, I'm going this way. I'm getting all my negative points back, because I can easily get the golden elixir out. Oh, Godoy.
Ah, Doriche. Congratulations for your efforts with Washington. I see that Sir Gregory did well to trust you. What can I do for you?
I'm dreaming. My mother was right. He's not going to tell me one word about what happened to Emily.
They might not have
To
been
tell you
told
the truth,
either.
I'm in search of an armillary sphere. You wouldn't know where I can find it, would you?
Well, well. So you too have a passion for astronomy. Von Wollner has already bored me quite enough with all of his endless stories. You ought to concentrate, Louis. Politics is an art that requires all one's attention. Refrain from spreading yourself too thin, and leave stargazing to the poets.
What can I say? I'm only...
Ask Wollner. I am sure he must have it among his effects.
Perfect.
Thank you, my Lord Duke.
Leave me now.
See you later.
Very creaky chair, or seat, apparently. Alright, now I can open the various locked items in here, because I haven't been in here for a while on this playthrough. Still frustrating that I couldn't open any doors on the other one.
A triple circle.
There we go. Bunch of royal jellies, it looks like.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Awesome.
Amber crystals.
Very nice. Let's see, that was the book Mom didn't let me read. Or rather, Mom forbade me to read. Let's see. Could have sworn there was a lock. Here we are.
The Song of Roland.
Nope.
Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing. Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet.
She's got to be looking at the shield then.
That statue is not positioned correctly.
There we go.
Open sesame.
The Ring of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend.
I think he's just a collector. Let's see, the Wreath of Caesar, Excalibur, the pistol. Here it is. Hopefully I don't have to leave right away because I would prefer to...
So that's the Exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often, otherwise he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad. I need it.
Okay, good. Let's see. Yeah, nothing up here. Alright.
Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
Well, on the plus side, this is going to be very easy.
Given the size of that armillary sphere, I'm really glad I found a smaller one.
Okay. And yeah, I can't help but think that Sarah is possessed by a demon. I'm not sure whether it would have jumped from Lord Mortimer or someone else. I want to say it'd be from Elizabeth. Partially because the irony of taking over the one that had tried to defeat you would probably be too delicious for a demon to ignore. But yeah, I want to say it's Holmes that is actually responsible here. So I'm really wishing I had sided with Mortimer. Ah!
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one in chapter 2, and one in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom.
Okay.
I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas. Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 5, verse 2. Now, there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of the blind, halting, and withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him, Rise,
"Take up thy bed and walk." And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath. Chapter 5, verse 2. Now, there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of the blind, halting, and withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked.
Unfortunately, I can't
and
skip
on the
over
same
any
day
of this.
Was the
Alright. Correspondence of dates. Holy shit.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
The cross is stuck in the mechanism.
Oh.
I can't do anything.
Okay, yeah, I see what that is now. Yeah, I don't want to actually choose any nails right now. I just wanted to examine it closer. That was all. Okay.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ. The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
Well, I'll have to trust her. You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more. Why, of course. I-N-R-I. Jesus Nazarenus Rex Eudorum. These initials stand for Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews. This is the inscription which appears on the cross at the crucifixion.
So it's the crucifixion.
Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus.
So it's the crucifixion, which,
like my mother said,
would explain why we need the exegesis.
If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ,
yep,
then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case?
So the crucifixion. So I just need to find which passage is the deals with the crucifixion.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793,
so Jerusalem.
in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst. Chapter 19, verse 17.
1917.
Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so theme. Got it. And in one.
It works.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels. There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels. Now, given the difference between the number of icons and the number of towns, I think that only one path connects all the wheels with one another. Let's try to connect the theme I've chosen with the rest. I think I can make out each one of the icons apart from the one covered in blood. Going clockwise from the one I just mentioned, we have the halo that represents the resurrection.
Thorns.
The waves represent the baptism of Jesus. It's more difficult to identify the next one. Maybe a crib, and in that case it's surely linked to the birth of Christ. The red herring that my mother followed. Then, the symbol represents the crown of thorns that Jesus wore during his crucifixion. The dove also represents the baptism. Certainly another red herring. Then comes the symbol of the Trinity. And finally, the candle that must stand for the Last Supper. This wheel contains several symbols made up of one or two figures and one letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date. This wheel represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful. The totally black moon corresponds to the new moon. So, going clockwise, we have the waning crescent, the last quarter, the waning gibbous, the full moon, the waxing gibbous, the first quarter, and lastly, the waxing crescent. Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
Crucifixion.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay, so 8th of Nisan. So 8A? I guess? Let's see.
during new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
Where's the 8th of Nisan? Oh, shit.
The moon shadow moves from west to east.
Yeah, I know it's not right yet.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
Oh, damn it. Alright. So, let's see.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date. Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon. Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels.
Did that one.
So, I have to link the name of the town from
I
the
really
theme
want
I've
to get
chosen
through
to an
this
icon,
before.
then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon. Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, hang on. 8th of April 29. Oh, 8th Nisan 3. So 6 Rajab, negative 611.
Sixth of Rajab, 611, waxing crescent.
Okay, waxing crescent.
The totally black moon corresponds to the new moon. So, going clockwise, we have the waning crescent, the last quarter, the waning gibbous, the full moon, the waxing gibbous, the first quarter, and lastly, the waxing crescent.
Alright, so waxing crescent is top left. I want to make damn sure.
Sixth of Rajab.
Waxing, okay.
611.
So top left needs
waxing
to be
crescent.
matching up. Oop. Waxing crescent.
Let's see what combination corresponds to the chosen theme.
Okay, I believe I've got it. Oh boy, moment of truth.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
shit! Okay. Fuck me. I guess just accept it. Alright, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time to see... Yeah. Not fun for Louis. Have a nice night. Nicer than Louis has, anyway.